So tonight, I titled the class Affirmations. And I thought, God, am I getting corny or airy-fairy or maybe a little too oh-hi? But I don't think so, because the breath itself is an affirmation. When you couple it with a spoken, internally spoken affirmation, I find that it's effective, both in calming and in placing intent in the mind. So we're going to use a few affirmations with the breath, and I have tried to de-esoteric them. So we're going to use health in, sickness out. We're going to use faith in, but it doesn't have to be a religious faith. It can be faith in what we're doing, faith in yourself, and exercise, and doubt out. I find that one particularly effective, particularly in the middle of the night when I'm trying to move house. And there's another one that'll come to me as we do it. But first, let's start. First, the point is the relaxed body is the most efficient healing mechanism in the world. We have a way we heal ourselves, but we have to be relaxed. And if you just think of it logistically, or a lot rather logically, how could we be in a state of self-healing if we're constantly fleeing a predator or an enemy or, a situation which puts us in the fight or flight mode or the mode of stress? So the first thing we do is, and it is learn to relax. Learning to relax is as involved as learning to do a correct clean and press with a barbell. It's as involved as learning to do a dance step. Learning to relax is actually, particularly as we age, a learned response. Because some of us forget what relaxing feels like. We just don't. It's not part of our being any longer. So we live in a thin veil of stress, which is on the cusp of the fight or flight system, which isn't full fight or flight, which is that panic state that I have found myself in several times this week while trying to move house. But it's a state where you're not totally relaxed, so the body doesn't get to do what the body is capable of doing. And that is, it can do a great deal of self-healing, mentally and physically. So first, no affirmation here. Follow the flow of breath. Hands become the basket. Here's my hands. Now, when I link my hands, when I link them, I'm not pressing and I'm not pulling. That's stress. It's just touching, just touching. Bring the hands down to the lower abdomen. You can drop your eyes, not closing them. That's also can be stressful. Just let the eyelids droop. So there's no muscular tension in the muscles that run the eyelids. Relax the shoulders, the face, the neck, the feet. The hands are relaxed. Breathe with the nose and follow the flow of breath in the nose and into your hands, into the basket. Now, if you're effective with this and you breathe in, the basket fills. What it's filling with is your internal organs that are being pressed down by the flattening diaphragm. This exercise is a wonderful exercise just to exercise the diaphragm. If nothing else, you flatten the diaphragm. And as you exhale through the nose, with the tongue to the roof of the mouth, you allow the diaphragm to go back to its dome shape. And as I have said over and over, there is a central tendon attached to the heart. So when you breathe in and the diaphragm flattens, the heart moves. It's pulled down slightly. As you breathe out, the heart goes back up and relaxes. As you breathe in, the heart rate goes up. It's a small degree, but it goes up. As you breathe out and exhale, it descends. So it's almost like your sympathetic or fight or flight system is activated by the inhale, which makes sense. If you jumped into a cold pond or were frightened, often your first reaction is, and then as you exhale, you go back into a rest. So here we go. Follow the breath, and I'm going to shut up. Close my mouth and breathe. Breathe into the basket, and then let it go through the nose. Follow the flow of breath. Now, what we're doing is we're relaxing the body, which relaxes the brain, and relaxing the brain relaxes the body because we're not giving either anything to do. Now, take the left hand, or rather leave the left hand in place and bring the right to here. So now you've got a hand on the clavicular region of the upper chest. Breathe into the basket of the left hand, but allow the breath to continue to fill the vessel, which is your torso, back and front, until it reaches the right hand. So you're filling two hands. You're breathing in. So you're continuing to breathe right up into the right hand. And out we go. You feel both hands go down. If you're turned on with your volume, have a look at it and shut yourself to mute. Now, as we're doing this, and the awareness becomes heightened, you get the actual sensation of what it means to be relaxed. So let yourself go deeper and deeper into this. Just let it go. Sorry. Now I have a runaway timer. Hold on a second. I'm going to pause that permanently tonight. We're not going to use it. So now that I've disrupted everyone's relaxation, let's see if we can get back. Take the hands, put them here. Easy though. What we're doing is actually practicing directing the breath. Now start with the breath low, as we did when we filled the basket. Bring it up into the chest, but this time with a relaxed neck. Here's your new basket. Bring it up right into the crown of the head. So you're directing the breath by guiding it with the body. Here we go. So start filling the lower basket, then bring it up till it touches the hands. Visualization is a very, very important part of this exercising. Arms are relaxed. You just feel the hands. Bring the breath to the crown where the hands are. One more. Now take the hands down, put them in your lap, put them on your thighs, relax, keep breathing. We're going to flow from one kind of breathing to another. But right from here to alternating the nostrils. These two fingers touch here, no pressure. Right thumb closes right nostril, breathe in the left. Elongate the exhale and out the right. This effectively balances the hemispheres of the brain. This is the balancing breath. It is also your anti-anxiety breath. But a state of balance is necessarily without anxiety. So in the left and out the right. I'm bringing the breath right up to the crown. So we're effectively oxygenating the body. Now, close the right nostril with the right thumb and breathe only with the left. Long exhales. Your left nostril lights up your right hemisphere. Your right hemisphere is associated with the rest and digest system. So we're turning all the keys to get into the rest system, into a state of relaxation. We're also oxygenating the body. And if you recall last week, I said I'd read a thing by the Harvard School of Medicine, said the difference between a 20-year-old and a 70-year-old body is basically the primary difference is the ability to use oxygen. Keep breathing with the left. And if you think about that, it makes perfect sense. As the diaphragm atrophies with age or sarcopenia, your breath becomes less efficient. With a less efficient breath, keep breathing. The rib cage loses shape. The lungs lose elasticity. You no longer get the cerebral blood flow. And everything I just spoke about is part of aging. Keep breathing now, both nostrils. So one of the greatest anti-aging devices is fully oxygenating the body. Another great tool for anti-aging is hormetic stress, which are short bursts of stress followed by rest. What that does is activate the immune system in preparation for chronic or long-term stress. I often compare it to lifting weights in the gym. If you take a dumbbell and curl it with your bicep over and over and over, your bicep will eventually expire. If you continue to curl after that, it will exhaust and you'll lose the use of the arm because you won't be able to lift it. But if when it tires or expires, you put the dumbbell down and rest, the body adapts by preparing for the next lift. That's how you become stronger through what's called progressing the resistance. What we do here every Friday is I marginally progress our resistance. Sometimes you don't know we're doing it. So now let's do a mild stressor. Okay, we should all be in at least a good state of relaxation, which is the place we want to start. Any exercise, mental, physical, is more effective when it begins from a relaxed place. Obviously less effective if it begins from tension. No tension. So the first we're going to do is 3 breaths. And at the end of the 3rd breath, we pause. Pause the breath. Only 30 seconds. Then we breathe again normally through the nose. The body's not used to the 30-second pause because when we're walking around, we don't pause between breaths 30 seconds. So it creates an adaptation. The adaptation causes the spleen that has a cup of red blood cells in it, 1 cup. If you're in an automobile accident and bleeding, your spleen, to survive, to help the body survive, releases red blood cells. So does what we're about to do. It also releases a small amount of adrenaline, which causes the movement of white blood cells, ups the heartbeat, ups the blood pressure slightly, and it sends white blood cells through the system. They're the killer cells, the one that take care of pathogens. Following these exercises that we do, we're probably less liable to become ill for 3 to 5 hours because our immune systems have been stimulated and they're up. If we do the resistance properly, the next time we do the exercise, we're able to tolerate more stress. That's what progressive resistance is. It doesn't have to be with a barbell. It can be with breath. It can be with movement, progressing the resistance. So let's start just with nose breathing. 3 good breaths. Good breath meaning from the belly to the crown of the head. Exhale without forcing. Don't force it with your abdominal muscle. Just let it fall out. At the end of 3, pause or stop breathing. 30 seconds only. It's a mild stressor. 1, 2, fill it right up. 3, out and pause. Ten more seconds. During the pause, work on the relax. Relax the body. Relax the feet, the hands. Now begin breathing in now. Fill it right up to the crown and let it out. Now here's where we take control of the nervous system. After a few of those regulating breaths, start to breathe only up into the top of the chest. You'll find you need less breath. After a few of those, go back to breathing into the basket. You don't need to put your hands there, but breathe low down, deep down. And all the time we're doing this, we're moving the diaphragm. We're giving the diaphragm exercise, curls for the diaphragm. Each complete and correct breath is a diaphragmatic exercise. Here we go again. Take 3 again, and we're going to do a 35-second pause. 1, 2, fill it right up. 3, exhale and pause. During the pause, go inside, slow the heart, relax the muscles. Become accustomed to the silence inside the pause. So what we're doing is we're relaxing inside a stress position, which teaches the body and mind to handle stress. That's 35 seconds. Begin breathing in with the nose. When you feel in your body start to regulate, which means the acid alkaline balance is coming back into homeostasis or balance, breathe up into the chest, a few breaths. And then go deep into the basket. Just move that diaphragm. Now we're going to go 3 more on this exercise. This is a wonderful mild stressor. It teaches the body to tolerate carbon dioxide, which is the reason we breathe. Carbon dioxide is the trigger to breathe. 1, breathe. All the way to the crown. Let it out. 2, 3, and pause. Relax inside the pause. Relax the shoulders. Soften the neck. And feel the brain relax. It doesn't have to give any commands. There's 40 seconds. Breathe in with the nose. Take the breath right up to the crown. Let's reinforce what we practice. A basic practice, bringing the breath to the crown, directing the breath. Now, breath only at the top of the chest. This gives us a modicum of control of the nervous system. Now take the breath deep down into the belly, into the basket. Feel the diaphragm flatten. You can visualize it as the heart gets pulled slightly down. So the heart's getting a massage. Intestines are getting a massage. Kidneys are getting a massage. All with the diaphragm, that domed shaped muscle that goes flat as we inhale. Another couple of breaths. Okay, now the last 2 in this exercise, we get a little more aggressive and we go 10 hyperventilations, which is fully in through the nose, right up to the crown, but open the mouth and let it fall out the mouth. More CO2 out. So we can do a slightly longer pause or stress section. So we're going to go all the way to the crown, open the mouth, let the breath fall away. Let it fall away. Don't force it. Let it fall. 10 times and a pause. Here we go. Follow my cadence. Now we're starting to run. Now we're getting a little bit into fight or flight. Here we go. 1. Fill it right up. Here we go. 10. Pause. Relax inside the pause. So what's happening to us is because the body is not used to this, we could be stuck underwater. Adrenaline is beginning to be released. That's going to take the heart rate up. Cortisol will be released, converting blood sugar to energy to keep us alive. Now take a breath in and hold the breath on the inhale. Hold. Feel the heart rate. It should be a little bit up. Now open your mouth and let it fall. Now we're going to go to 12. That'll be the last one. 1. Now we're running. 6. 5. Here we go. A little bit of stress now. Hold on for 10 more seconds if you can. Take a breath in and hold the breath. The body's going to rebalance right now. Let that breath out. Close your mouth and nose breathe. Take as much as you need, but feel the body go back into a balance. You're going to feel it. As it goes back into the balance, regulate your breathing. Take it down, deregulate. So you're taking what you need, which is oxygen, to get the balance, because those holds build up a lot of carbon dioxide. So we need oxygen. But eventually, as we continue to breathe, we balance, and you're going to need less breath, and you could get back to a normal, slow breathing pattern. In fact, take your hands in the basket position and go down and breathe into the basket. Feel how it works. Flatten the diaphragm, and then allow it to relax. Flatten it. Relax. All the time we're exercising the great muscle. If you want core muscles, the core muscle of your body or my body is the diaphragm, the breathing muscle. And like every muscle, if it isn't properly used, it becomes thin, it atrophies. And that is aging. Now take the hands away, just leave them in your lap. And breathe. And if you recall, a few minutes ago, we were working on relaxing. Relaxing is truly a state of mind and body. Find that state as if it's a destination. And here comes the first affirmation. As you breathe in energy. As you exhale through the nose, and breathe out stress. Energy in, stress out. What's the breath doing? It's causing metabolism. What does oxygen and metabolism do? Create energy. What does the release from the nose do? Removes carbon dioxide from the system. Energy in, stress out. Energy in, stress out. Now, quietly on your own, energy in, stress out. A few more. Now, turn the mouth into a breathing tube for an exhale. So you're breathing in the nose, purse your lips, exhale a long, long time. You can use a little stomach to push. Breathe up to the crown, then out through the tube. In, out. Health, in. Breathe in your health. Breathe out any sickness, any pathogen. Let it go. Health. Sickness out. Now close the mouth. Breathe minimally, as if there's a feather at the end of the nose. Don't rustle the feather. And find that place of relaxation. We've been there, just find it again. Feel it. And that is heightened awareness. In order to get the best results from the training that we're doing, keep breathing. It is a requisite that we get back to relaxation. Without that, we're just stressing out. This is being in the weight room and doing a set of exercises and then relaxing before you do the next set. That's how you become efficient in progressing the resistance and building strength. We're building not only the strength of the body, but we're building an internal strength here. We're building a way to allow the body to heal. We're relaxing the brain. If you want to think of it in logic, if I'm going bang, bang, or squeezing, squeezing, the brain is occupied, it's connected. The neurons are connected with my hands, and I'm contracting. But if I'm relaxing, and I'm giving my body nothing to do, the only thing the brain is doing is connecting with my diaphragm and allowing it to go up and down. And if you have no thought, because thought also takes energy, you are relaxing or meditating. So now let's put a little stress on the body so that we can relax even more, because the key to relaxing is stress. Otherwise, you could sit on a sofa all day and breathe and think you're doing yourself a world of good when you're not. You're losing your prime. You're losing your primal, the animal in you. So sitting down, I like to do sitting down. We won't use the stick tonight. Feet flat on the floor, and start pressing the feet against the floor. Press down. If you're pressing down correctly, as if you're going to stand up, but you can't, you're going to feel it in your thighs, in the quadricep muscles. If you press down a little harder, it's going to hit your hips. So now you're exercising your lower body. Take your hands now and put them on your knees, and as you press up with your flat feet, press down with your hands. And you're going to press down harder, and you're going to feel the muscles in your back begin to tense, your chest. And now we're going to hyperventilate with this. 7 breaths as we press down. 1. Stop breathing and carry on pressing. Blood pressure and heart rate are going up. Keep pressing. Now, when you take a breath in, health comes in, you release all this tension and relax. Breathe in. Now let the stress go out the mouth. Breathe in your health, your energy. Let go of the stress. Let go of the sickness. Stress can become a great sickness. Let it go. Close the mouth, go back to nose breathing, and find the state as if it's a destination of relaxation. Correct posture inside and out. Relax the shoulders. Second stressor, go up on your toes. As if you're going to push up, push with your toes. You're going to feel your calves contract. If you get a cramp in them, get out of it quick. Rub it. Feel your quadriceps, the muscles of the upper thigh contract. Take your hands and put them up here. Let me show you where my elbows are. Don't get them down. Up as far as you can, but not like that. We're not working the chest. 7 breaths, and you're going to push in on all the breaths. And at the end of the 7th, we pause and we keep pushing. There's the real stressor. It's stressing. All 7 are stressors, but when we're pausing, we're really stressing. So let's go. Here comes the pause. Push. Now take your stomach muscles back towards your spine and contract your pelvic floor, that band of muscle between your legs. We're all tensed up. Loads of stress. Blood pressure's up. Heart rate's up. Now, breathe in and let everything go. Health in. Feet flat on the floor. Let it out the mouth. If you feel a little lightheaded, keep breathing. It's okay. It's because the brain gets slightly deprived of oxygen here. Soften your neck and breathe right up into the crown of your head. Sometimes we slightly decrease cerebral blood flow to make it increase after the fact, after the exercise. We decrease the blood flow in our bodies when we do those isometric contractions so that it increases now. Right now, you've got more blood flow than you did before we started the exercises. You've also got more red blood cells in your system and more white blood cells. So your immune system is active right now. Keep going. We're going to do one more stressor. Push now primarily with the heels. The toes don't have to come off the ground. They can, but push with the heels and feel it in the quadriceps, feel it in the hips. Take the hands and lock them. We do it all the time, you know it. Now you're going to pull. You're going to pull until these muscles here, the latissimus muscles, are active. This is the back exercise. These are isometrics. Push with your heels. 7 breaths. Pull. Hold and pull. Pause. Push with your heels. Inhale and relax. Breathe out. Now find that place. Most important thing we do. Find the place where we relax. That's what we're doing. So those blocks we do, those isometric holds, we are really, really blocking the blood flow in our body. At first, it's increased, and then it can't get in. Fiber's too tight. But by God, when we go breathe in, that blood flow increases as if the dam is just broken. We break the dam, more blood flow. Right now, we've got great blood flow. Keep it going. Breathe with the nose. We're only going to do one more contraction. Oh, I've let this run. But I want to do one more. In the nose, out the mouth, but this time force the out by contracting the abdomen. Take the abdomen back to the spine, clench the pelvic floor. On the 7th, hold the contraction. Here we go. Use the muscles of the stomach. Here we go. Hold the contraction. Contract your pelvic floor. Contract your abdomen. Bring the stomach muscles right up onto the ribs. Breathe in the health and let that go. And out. Oh. It's okay to make a sigh. Now go back to nose breathing. You take the arms out here and just stretch back. Stretch the rib cage. You can move the head side, breathe. And the other way. And back. And down. Take the arms a little further back. Think about your shoulder blades touching. Now take the arms right above your head. Breathe in. Breathe right up to your hands. Start to guide the breath. You say, oh, the breath can't reach my fingers. Oh, yes, it can, because every cell's active. Every cell is being fed oxygen. Of course it does. Let your hands come back into your lap. Now bend forward. Breathe into the small of your back. Learn to direct the breath. It'll go where you send it, and it will. Now sit up. Hands in the basket. Let's go back to where we started. Breathe deep down, fill the basket. Out the nose. Become aware of your heightened awareness. Be sensitive. Your body's been making a lot of energy. Those little parts of the cells in the nucleus called mitochondria, where the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide happens, creates energy. You feel it. Breathe into the basket and relax. Let the energy play in the body. There's your healing system. There's your immune system active. Now, minimalize the breath. Take the hands away, put them on your lap, wherever you're comfortable with them. Go into your state of relaxation. State of, it's a destination. Follow the flow of breath. Minimalize it. You don't need much now, and breathe. Kame, stop. There we are. Very much alive. This is about being alive. This is about bringing the body to life. Remember, and I'm over and over, main difference between a 20-year-old body and a 70-year-old body is the ability to absorb and use oxygen. Just think of it. Makes perfect sense. But we can exercise that diaphragm. We can oxygenate the body. We can increase cerebral blood flow. There's your best anti-aging drug or process you could find. That's going to keep us as sharp as we can be. I'm not going to say that we're never going to age, but I'm saying that this is the best way I know to retain health. You can apply this to anything else, to a dance routine, to a gymnastic routine, pulling and pushing, weights, to a chess game or a crossword puzzle. You can apply the breath. Oxygen makes us sharper. Oxygen makes us stronger. Oxygen increases longevity. Remember what the yogi said. Life is not measured in years, it's measured in the number of breaths we take. This kind of training will help us minimalize the amount of breaths we take in 1 minute. Instead of the average 12 to 24, which is almost running from an animal at all times, you're down to 10, 8, 7, 6. 6 breaths is your optimal at rest. How do you get there? By doing this kind of training. That's how you get to minimalize your breathing. The better you have minimalized your breathing, the better your absorption of oxygen is. Because the more tolerant you are of CO2, which is what breaks the oxygen from the hemoglobin. Anyway, enough of the science. But if it wasn't for the science, I wouldn't know what the hell I was doing. That's why I read all these studies all the time. Okay. Any questions? Turn it on. We ran away. We ran a bit tonight. But there you go. Let me turn off our recording and I'll send you